Hello. Welcome to another episode of Scroll Sessions. I got some interesting things for you today. I just found this thing right now. It's a couple of weeks old, but it involves Corey Feldman breaking his silence. Again, he just continues to break his silence. He's been doing this for years. He's milking this whole thing about what happened to him. If you're not familiar with the story, this little clip that I found explains the backstory of it. It's from Studio 10 on YouTube. And hold on a second. And this is the clip, by the way that it starts. I'm starting it from 0.00. It's just a really shitty intro to the video. It's just starts in the middle of this woman's sentence.
Of the 1980s, Corey Feldman starred in movie classics like Stand By Me, The Goonies and The Lost Boys, pairing up for
My
that
favorites.
one with the late Corey Haim.
Love those movies.
But behind the scenes, there was a sordid and shocking secret. For years now, Corey Feldman has been speaking out about the abuse that he and Corey Haim suffered by what he describes as a ring of pedophiles made up of powerful Hollywood executives. Next month, Corey says he will be
I
named.
went down, 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 and the flames got higher. The ring of pedos. One thing that I was thinking about while watching this, what if the movies wouldn't have been as good? What if the Goonies and Lost Boys and all those movies they were in together, what if they wouldn't have been as good if they wouldn't have gotten molested? Would you hate pedos as much? Would you hate them as much? Those are classic films. What if it completely changed the films? Your childhood would be a little bit different. Your childhood might have been shitty. You never know.
His abusers in a new documentary, and Corey joins us this morning from LA. Welcome to the show, Corey. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning. How are you, Tosh?
Really
Everyone?
Well, thank you. We've
Gang. Good to see you all. I do want to correct you
Very
on
rude.
one thing early
Yes.
this morning, and I'm sorry to correct a woman
Rude,
on
Corey.
her own show. It's terrible manners, especially when I'm coming all the way from America. and
Yes.
We're already known
Making
for
us
not
look
being
bad.
so polite. So my apologies there.
Not at all.
But that said, actually, I never did say that I was going to name a bunch of powerful executives. That is a misconstrued message that has been spun by the media. But if you actually go back to what I said at the time that I made my original announcement on that original YouTube video, what I said was that I was going to be exposing the people that did the things to me and to my best friend, and that there was a ring of at least 6 people who all had various positions within the entertainment industry. So
He's preparing us for a letdown because we think that he's going to say Steven Spielberg and Harrison Ford and whoever else. We think he's going to give us these big names. Oh, I didn't say I was going to give you these big executives. So he's preparing us for disappointment. These are going to be a bunch of names we've never heard of, a bunch of names that probably don't even have IMDb accounts, credits. They don't have any credits, the guys he's going to name. And they're going to already have arrest records. This is so ridiculous.
Said anything about powerful executives. That's something that got blown out of proportion. But the bottom line is they're at all levels. And just like any of the other situations where you see profound amounts of child abuse within institutions, whether it be the church, whether it be within sports, you know, whether it be within the acting community, it doesn't really matter. It's in all facets of life. Anywhere where there's kids, if there's schools, if there's religious sects, wherever it is, there's going to be abuse of children. And it's about whether we're acknowledging...
There's going to be abuse of children. Those are the bullies that he's talking about. We need to fight back. We need to teach the kids how to fight back against the abuse of children. I think that's what he's talking about right here.
That abuse and doing something about it, or whether we're turning the other way. And right now is a time of reckoning on this planet where all of us must stand together for the sake of our children and start to recognize that this is a reality, this is what's going on, and it's time to expose it, acknowledge it, and do something about it to prevent it from continuing. New laws, new legislation, new protection for our children. We're calling it the Children's Rights Movement, and it's called Kids 2. So it's a capital K with a 2. But that's what it's all about. And the movie is very exciting. It's finally coming after 3 years of working on this documentary. I can finally expose the details of the things that I've been talking about for so long.
Corey, beautifully said.
I can't wait to see this. I'm so excited. I really hope it comes out on Netflix.
May I say it's Kerry Ann here. And I understand
Kerry
you've
Ann.
also financed this movie. So when you go,
That's
the
correct.
Kids too, you said that pedophilia, as you just mentioned, has been a huge problem in Hollywood and in all facets of life for a long time. And while the Me Too victims are really getting a lot of space to tell the story, you seem to have been silenced. But are you going to name names in this new documentary?
Well, I suppose you're going to have to watch it to find out now, aren't
Yeah.
you? But I assure
You're going to have to watch it, and you're going to have to subscribe to his Patreon, and he's going to milk this. This is all he's got left. It's so sad because I looked up to this guy, this child. Growing up, I really loved watching his movies, and it's sad to see him do this, to just lead everybody along for years and years and years and not reveal anything. You know, I don't know.
you that I won't let my fans down, and I won't let down my best friend. I promised my best friend 10 years ago, on the day of this anniversary, will be the 10-year anniversary of his death, unfortunately. And I promised him 1 year before that, 1 year before his death, that I would tell his story if, for any reason, he were to die before I was. And I made that promise, and I've kept that promise, and that promise is going to come in the form of a worldwide, live, global pay-per-view event where for the first time, people can watch the premiere of a film which will only show this one time. As of now, we have no other future plans to show it. It's a one-time event so
There you
that
go.
everybody in Australia, everybody in America, everybody in Europe, everybody in Asia, people literally all over the globe for the first time can learn the truth, can learn the details, and can understand that this problem is a reality.
A one-time event. It's such an important thing. It's so important to let the world know about all the pedophiles, all the abuse that's going on behind the scenes. It's such an important thing to expose this. And I'm going to show it one time on pay-per-view. This should be available for free. This should be a public service.
And needs to be fixed big time. We need to protect our children.
Well, speaking of your best friend, yourself and Corey Haim were such superstars in the 80s, and it's obviously very shocking to know that you were both suffering from abuse during that time. But how soon into your career did the abuse begin?
Well, I suffered from many different forms of abuse. I was abused as a child because I was grown in a abusive household. Everybody was abused. It was an abusive lineage. There was a lot of abuse that went on in my family. But that said, that abuse was physical and mental. And then as I got outside of the home, that's where the sexual abuse began. But I also got outside of the home a lot earlier than most. One of the things that pedophiles look for as a tradition is a broken home. They always go after the children that, come from a situation where the parents are fighting, or there's disarray, or, there's going to be some uneven factor of the family that gives them the idea that the dad's not going to be around, and they only got to, deal with the mom, and a lot of times they try to buddy up with the mom. There's a pattern to this. And
The pattern is forcing, or not forcing, but putting your kids into Hollywood, handing your kids over. And I'm pretty sure his parents knew that they were selling their kid, but it didn't matter to them because they were going to live their dreams through their kid, no matter what it takes. They knew he was being molested. They let him be molested. His parents or his parent, whoever it was. This is, and he's blaming it on an abusive environment. It's not an abusive environment. It's a disgusting, perverted system. These parents sold him. It's hard to talk about and watch, but I can't avert my eyes.
We've seen this pattern over and over and over. That's why it's so prevalent in things like the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts and all of that kind of stuff. Because wherever you can find scattered families, you're going to find pedophiles lurking in the dark.
It is so true, Corey, and you've been extraordinarily courageous and often a lone voice in standing up for this stuff. It's impossible to believe, but you are now a father yourself. You have a teenage son, Zen. Are you worried about him and his experience in the world, particularly in show business and Hollywood and being exposed to the sort of stuff that dragged you down?
You know what? I have to say I'm so proud. My son is almost 16 years old. He's basically past the age of where I started getting molested, thank God, and he's almost out of the woods. But on top of it, the difference between the two of us is that he's never been in the entertainment business. He does like to rap a little bit. I've had him in the studio. I produced some music for him, but
oh my God,
he's never once been in front of a camera on a movie.
I don't know if any of you guys have heard Corey Feldman's music. It'd be really fun to listen to his son's music. His name's Zen, so I'm sure he's already been molested at least 6 times. Let's see if we can find Corey Feldman's album. Album. Oh, they got the cover. It says Corey Feldman, You Are Free, with a present with a bow on it. A present being opened up on top of a Hollywood star, and there's blood. What's in the box? Come on, Corey, what's in the box? Is there a head in the box? What's in there? This is I think that's the cover of the documentary that he's going to release on pay-per-view for a fortune. And these broken families that are poor and they have one single parent raising them, and or the kids with no parents at all, and they're just in and out of group homes and Catholic churches and Hollywood casting couches. How are those kids going to afford to watch your goddamn pay-per-view movie? This is the one I was looking for. Angelic to the Core. This is amazing.
Challenge yourself.
We don't want these ads.
Challenge accepted.
Purdue University Global. Affordable online education for driven working adults.
I don't do
Apply
ads.
now at purdueglobal.edu.
But they do. It's okay. Ascension Millennium. You know, we should just listen to the whole album right now. Fantastic.
The angels shall descend upon the earth.
Yes. What the heck? Duh. Woo! Ah. He's got all the Michael Jackson stuff in there. Because when Michael Jackson molested him, the spirit of Michael Jackson was transferred into Corey Feldman. Got a little Prince vibe going. Yeah. Goddamn. Goddamn. Okay, next one.
And the Lord
Love and
said,
lies.
Thou shalt not lie.
Oh my goodness. Is he going to go through the whole 10 commandments with that voice? 10 different tracks? I hope so. This is dope right here. I like the music on this one. You know, this isn't as bad as I remember when I first listened to it. Woo! With the auto-tune. Wow. I take it back what I just said like a few seconds ago. This is fucking horrible. Another ad. I hope he's making money off of this.
In northern Indiana,
He's gonna need it,
where the St. Joe River turns towards...
because I can't imagine.
Meanwhile, back on planet Earth.
I can't imagine who all is gonna pay for that pay-per-view show that he's gonna put out. Who the fuck's gonna pay for that? You need to stream it on Netflix or something, or upload it. Anything's. Just put it on Amazon Prime. We need to see this, right? We need to take these pedophiles down. Everybody hates the pedophiles. We gotta take them down, right? So give us a fucking documentary for free, Corey. What else we got?
Meanwhile, back at Detective Jones' secret lair.
Oh, please, Corey. Get down here right away. We need your help. Please, help us.
Don't worry, angels. I know exactly how to deal with Coyote.
Quick, Corey, get here right away. She's right. Let's run.
There was a song on here where he
correct,
he
Angels.
sounds exactly
You are
like
surrounded.
Michael Jackson,
You need
but I
to
don't
get
know
out of there quick. There's
which
a
one
lot
it
of
is.
bad people out there.
Negativity. Here we go. What's this one all about? All right, enough of this. Enough of this. We need to move the show on. The show must go on. What else was I going to talk about? Oh, I wrote some notes this time instead of improvising it. Let's see. Oh, yeah. The rest of the show's probably not going to be as funny. I don't even know if I should do it. If I should even talk about this stuff. Some other stuff that I found, some strange things. The director Nicholas Winding Refn, he has a website called ByNWR. BYNWR. Excuse me. And he has a bunch of strange old films from the 60s on it. It's pretty cool. And let's see if we can find it somewhere. Do I have it? Yeah, and all you have to do is put your email in, sign up. And then you can watch all these unique film, like, what's the word I'm thinking of? My brain. You can watch all of these lesser known films from the 60s. Just, I think what Nicholas Winding Refn did was he He kind of did this Tarantino thing where he searched through the archives and found all of these films from obscure filmmakers. Like there was one called The Nest of the Cuckoo Birds from 1965. Pretty strange. I watched some of it. It said that it's Southern Gothic. It's about this police officer that infiltrates a group of bootleggers. And I don't know what happens to him. It's kind of weird. Let me see. I'll just click on it so we can read the synopsis so I don't sound like a complete idiot. Come on, log me in. Yeah, so the movie is about an undercover agent who is sent to infiltrate bootleggers in the Florida Everglades, but winds up lost in the swamps and stuck in a decrepit hotel with a few peculiar inhabitants. What starts off like a police actioner quickly morphs. Let's do another take. Take 2. So, The Nest of the Cuckoo Birds. An undercover agent is sent to infiltrate bootleggers in the Florida Everglades, but winds up lost in the swamps and stuck in a decrepit hotel with a few peculiar inhabitants. What starts off like a police actioner quickly morphs into an unholy fairy tale of Southern Gothic melodrama and horror. Sounds amazing. You know, anytime somebody says Southern Gothic, I think of Cormac McCarthy and Blood Meridian and all of those great books. And I've been trying to read Blood Meridian again, and I don't remember that book being this hard to read. It's just a really tough read for me this time around. I don't know why. Is there anybody else out there who experiences the same thing? Having a tough time reading Cormac McCarthy's shit? It's amazing. I love it. And I can't wait to see Blood Meridian turned into a film, but it's a really tough read. I've been reading it for almost a month now, but I'm almost like 300 pages in. I don't know how slow that is. I haven't read it every day though. I haven't stayed dedicated to it. But let's see. Let's watch a little bit of The Nest of the Cuckoo Birds, 1965, directed by Brett something. I can't remember his name, but he only directed one film. It was kind of strange, and the rest of his career was acting. But I kind of wish that he would have did more films like this. Because this is something that A24 would put out.
Lieutenant Johnson, Beverage Department.
A24 would remake this, and it would be amazing.
Won't you come in?
But just to give you an idea of what it looks like and everything. Yeah, I should. Oops. Yes, I am enjoying this. Get out of here. Are we still recording? We're not recording.
Johnson, I've told Lieutenant Dreyer here from the Florida Beverage Department. I feel that under these circumstances, you're the only man we have really
this show is becoming a
qualified for this
mess. I
assignment.
don't know what I'm doing. I just wanted to talk about this is a cool website. Check it out if you're interested. See this girl, naked girl in the forest with a knife. It's like some mythological thing. I didn't really figure it out. Unholy fairy tale. That's amazing. It's oh, and by the way, another thing that was exciting was the trailer for Mod. I believe it's Mod. I believe it's called. Let's see. No, not this. What is this? Mod. Season 3, Episode 10. What the hell is this?
I've got What a lovely bunch of coconuts. See them all standing in a row.
What the fuck?
Very nice, Mrs. Nogata.
Thank you. At times,
Is this a
I'm sorry
British
I
show?
defected from the Bolshoi Ballet.
At times, so am I.
What?
It's 5 o'clock. Where's Maud?
She's next door with
Where's
Mrs.
Maud?
Harmon, but she left a message for you on that contraption.
That contraption happens to be a Bellman combination refrigerator tape recorder. It's the hottest new item in my store. I'm stuck with 24 of them. Let's see what her message is.
This is a cool show.
Walter, don't take off your coat. I want you to run
Yeah, this is unplanned for the show. I'm looking for Mod, the A24.
How do you like that? She's got me arguing with my own
A24
refrigerator.
No offense,
Mod.
sir, but I've
There it
heard
is.
you and the missus
Spelled
arguing,
differently.
and you could use the practice.
Look at this, amazing. Wait a minute. You always got to go for the trailer that has more views.
Dear God, your presence graces the air, and soon
Some more blasphemous, evil, dark
Yes.
content, disturbing
it takes nothing special to mop
film
up
that's gonna
after
scar
dark.
you.
You're prettier than the last one.
It's gonna be amazing.
To save a soul.
All their shit's
that's quite
amazing.
something. Bless Amanda's body and bless her mind, which is shrouded in darkness.
When you pray, do you get a response?
Oh, it's like he's physically in me.
He's physically in me.
It's how he guides me.
My little savior.
When I first saw that, I thought it was Meryl Streep.
Hey, I thought that was you. What you up to?
I'm a private carer.
You're still nursing?
What?
They know what happened.
All the good girls go to hell.
Oh shit.
Even got herself. I just want to see you loosen.
We got Billie Eilish in the soundtrack. Fuck. This may be the beginning of the end for A24. They got Billie Eilish featured in the soundtrack. See, I got distracted. This is how the show should be. I took these notes and I'm looking at them and it's just boring stuff, you know? The show really should be just me scrolling through stuff and finding stuff on the fly, you know? And I got distracted when I'm watching Saint Maud trailer. And I saw this from 3 months ago from Wisecrack, Midsommar. Is it deep or dumb?
Hi, I'm Rex Moore with the Motley Fool in front of BMW's self-driving exhibit at CE.
This video is brought to you by Skillshare. It's 2018 familial
Motherfuckers, all you're gonna do is sell me something. I already am angry at the title of your video. Deep or dumb. You're a fucking hipster, is what you are. If you say it's dumb, you're a fucking hipster with no taste.
film Hereditary, so expectations for his follow-up were understandably high. And according to contemporary horror king Jordan Peele, Aster more than met those expectations.
There you go. All you need is a fucking quote from Jordan Peele. That's it. End of video. 23 seconds in. That's it. Post that. Jordan Peele says it's awesome. Ari Aster more than delivered. Let's see what the comments look like over here. This is something that I've been doing as well as commenting. So keep an eye out for me. Keep an eye out for the Scroll Sessions little pyramid logo with the eye, with the 2 lightning bolts, the SS lightning bolts for Scroll Sessions. You know what it stands for, Scroll Sessions. You know what the pyramid with the eyeball stands for. Enlightenment. And that's what I do with my comments. I enlighten people. You know, I try to bring value to the comment section. Deep or dumb. Let's see. I want to see what they say, though.
Quote, the most idyllic horror film of all time. Now, Peele enjoys his horror films served with a healthy side of social commentary and deep meaning, as we've covered in our videos on Get Out and Us.
Is this
So his
video about
response got
Jordan
us
Peele?
thinking, is there something meaningful going on in this gnarly vision of the Swedish countryside?
Yes,
or is
very
it all bare
meaningful.
carcasses and no substance? Let's find out in this Wisecrack edition on Midsommar, or Midsummer. I'm just going to call it Midsummer. Deep or dumb. And as always, spoilers ahead. But before we get into it, I want to give a shout out to Skillshare. Skillshare is a
Again,
thread that I continue
they
to
dropped
grow,
the ads.
and there's a
Fuck
lot of
you
things
and
that
your
have been
ads.
helpful too. It's a really inspiring look at the membership gives you unlimited than $10 a month, and you'll never have to worry about showing up late. Midsummer introduces us to 20-something Danny and her douchey boyfriend Christian, who's about to dump her. But when Danny's sister kills
Everybody
her
says that Christian's a douche in this. Everybody that I've heard talk about the film said that Christian's a douche. I thought he was a pretty okay guy.
And her parents, Christian can't exactly peace out. Motivated by guilt, he unenthusiastically invites her to tag along with him and his anthropology grad school bros on a trip to Sweden for a special once every 96 years Midsummer Festival. They arrive at an idyllic Swedish commune and shit almost immediately gets weird. Two old people jump off a cliff in a harakiri-esque ritual, this chick puts a pube in Christian's pie, and people dance and moan while tripping balls. These British people are reasonably like, wear out, and promptly disappear.
Has anyone seen Connie?
Things get progressively creepier, and the grad school bros are subsequently killed one by one in creatively horrifying fashion. But things are going comparatively better for Danny,
Dark meat,
who
chicken
wins
leg.
an all-girls stone dance competition, gets crowned May Queen, and is celebrated by the whole community. Then Christian gets roped into a weird sex ritual that Danny sees through a keyhole. But she doesn't have long to mope because there's about to be a cool human sacrifice, and she gets to select the 9th person to be set on fire.
You patiently wait your verdict.
She picks.
I love the flower arrangement.
Christian.
It's so
Danny smiles as he
beautiful.
and his fellow sacrificial lamb humans burn. The end.
Yeah.
To figure out if this film is deep or not, we first have to decipher Astor's bloody depiction of a midsummer festival. It's important to note that this film is not overly concerned with total anthropological fidelity. Midsummer, though an iconic Swedish holiday, is not a bloodbath where grandpas jump off cliffs or hapless foreigners are
How
put
do
in
you
funny
know?
hats and burned to a crisp. According to Poe Tidholm, author of the book Celebrating the Swedish Way,
Oh, Poe
Midsummer is
Tidholm.
all about celebrating summer.
Poe Tidholm says that it's all about celebrating summer. Would you believe what this fucking guy? Would you believe a guy with this kind of face?
Eating herring, drinking aquavit, and staying up late. It is a light and happy tradition.
Drinking aquavit. That's what you do. You get that at Starbucks, don't you?
He notes that it is held to welcome summertime and the season of fertility, and involves dancing around maypoles, decorating everything with ferns and plants, and visiting Holy Spring.
Eating cakes of light, putting pubes and menstrual blood into drinks.
As for that death ritual, Tidholm also clarifies that, to the best of his knowledge, there have never been any sacrifices on Midsummer, not even in ancient times. And what about the weird sex stuff? That was completely the twisted brainchild of Astor. However,
Okay.
baby making is a big part of Midsummer, which is
I'm done with this. I got distracted by the comments. Look at this. What this guy says. As an anthropology student, the most horrifying part of the movie for me was when Josh started snapping pictures of sacred text against the wishes of the community. And that got 4.5K likes. I don't get it. As a Swede, I can tell you the most unrealistic aspect of the movie is there actually being sunny weather on Midsummer Eve. 3K likes. So, this is a strange crowd of people that are commenting in here. As an anthropology student, we have a Swede. Any other experts in here? And, you know, this is where, if I read enough of these, I'll come up with something on the fly. Here's a good one. Pubes in your pie, the greatest horror of all. I agree. Like that one. What else do we got? What else do we got here? I just love when people are experts. It's my favorite thing when somebody's an expert on whatever it is, whatever videos. I know, you know, it's great that you express yourself and 4,000.5 people agreed with your self-serving comment here. I can't think of anything horrifying about taking pictures of sacred texts. People do it all the time. I mean, I took a picture of my Bible before I started this podcast, and wasn't scary at all. Yeah, as what can I say? What kind of lie can I say? As an expert on all things occult. On an expert on all things occult and on as an expert on all things occult and as a member of a family who celebrates Midsummer, I can tell you that it's all real. My grandfather sacrificed himself. My grandfather sacrificed himself last week, and it was the most exhilarating. Let's see here. Exhilarating. Yeah, there we go. It was the most exhilarating experience of my life. As an expert on all things occult and as a member of a family who celebrates Midsummer, I can tell you that it's all real. My grandfather sacrificed himself last week, and it was the most exhilarating experience of my life. Period. Send. I like that. I wonder how... This is probably an old video. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it's ancient. It's from November 9th, 2019. But yeah, there you go. See, I like to do that, and I think I'll start sharing those more with the show. Yeah, the comments. That's the comments section. Comment section of the show. And then we got the Green Knight. That was amazing. Yeah, none of the other things I talked about here. I got my list. I went hiking today, and I was thinking about... I was scrolling through YouTube, and I saw that Kevin Nealon has a show where he hikes and he interviews people. And I think Aubrey Plaza was on the hike with him. And I was like, damn it, another idea that I wish I would have thought of. Because that's a pretty good idea. You know, instead of sitting around on your ass and just living such an unhealthy life in a closed in space out of the sunlight, and podcasting in a dark room or a room with artificial lights. Instead of doing that, you get to go on a hike and walk through nature and walk through a beautiful place, and you get to interview a beautiful, you get to interview a woman, Aubrey Plaza. So yeah, that was a pretty cool idea. I thought I should have thought of that first, because I go hiking all the time. And then, the other thing, this triggers me every time. This is my thing right here. Is Star Wars. See, I'm not even gonna bring up the scroll on it, but I was looking at the headlines, the Google headlines, and there was a news article about Star Wars: The High Republic. And it seems like every single article that comes up about Star Wars now, it has to include in the title, Star Wars has a new movie or a new TV show coming out, but there's always this but in there. But the fans are still complaining. The fans are still not happy. You know what? The Star Wars fans are the worst people in the world. Star Wars fans are horrible. And I'm not talking about people that actually love the films and have a good time when they go watch them. I'm talking about these fucking critics. They're never satisfied. Either way, it's just disgusting. But Star Wars is coming out with a whole new line of stories called The High Republic, and I'm excited about it. I don't know if it's films or TV shows, or I think there's some comic books in there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'd like to see some new shows. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, these Star Wars fans, you know, if there's any of those kind of fans listening that are just always upset, they're just like, they sit there, they go to the movies miserable already. They go to the movies wanting to be miserable. So what do you think you're going to get when you watch it? When you go to the theater like that, and you sit back with your arms crossed, and you know you're not going to enjoy it. You know, if you're one of those type of people, fuck you. You're a piece of shit. Anytime any of the Star Wars stuff comes out, don't go watch it. Just don't go watch it. I'm tired of you ruining my fucking Star Wars movies by tweeting and sharing your opinions with the world, because that affects the little sensitive executives. You know, it affects the public opinion, affects them so much because it's so loud now, because everybody has a platform now, you know. So, yeah, just don't go watch Star Wars. Don't go watch it. I don't want you to. You don't deserve to have a good time. You don't deserve to go and then have your mind changed by a great movie. If it ends up being great, the new stuff, you don't deserve to go watch it and to be, oh, you know what? I like Star Wars now. Oh, like The Mandalorian. No, that was great. You don't deserve The Mandalorian. You don't deserve to go watch it. Erase that from your memory. You don't deserve a great show like that. You don't deserve to change your opinion and to have a good time. Yeah. So that's my thought about fake Star Wars fans. And that's the end of that one. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else here. Let's see. Let's see what else we have. What other crazy trailers do we have here? I love A24, just the Green Knight, and then, you know, and Saint Maud. It's just so, I love this. I don't know how to explain it. What is this? Escape from Pretoria, Daniel Radcliffe. Oh yeah, The Lighthouse. Yep, I'm seeing a lot of review channels. All 20 films ranked and reviewed. This is from 2019. Wow, I haven't seen this yet. This looks kind of interesting. Ranked and reviewed. Nah. Oh, American Honey. Man, I forgot about that. That's a great movie. You can see that. Shia LaBeouf and some black chick from Oildale is in it, and it's amazing. It's just a great love story. If you're in the mood for love, if you're in the mood to fall in love and just ride across country in a van full of juggalos selling magazine subscriptions in the year 2016. I think that's when that came out. If you're in the mood for something like that with a trap music soundtrack and Shia LaBeouf riding a dirt bike, that's the movie for you. You got to check that out. for sure. I recommend that for sure. Oh, recommend. You know, I was wanted to do kind of a recommendation segment as well, and I was thinking of. I don't have a recommendation. I would like a recommendation. You know how there's a section in the CVS or in Walmart or wherever you want to go, wherever you buy beauty supplies, wherever you buy shampoo and things like that, lotion. And there's always like a section for black people, you know, because it seems like they've thought about their skin and they've been taking care of it for such a long time that there's a whole section for it, right? A section for black people products, you know? And I just thought about it today as I was being burnt to a crisp out in the desert hiking. And I thought, why don't white people take care of their skin? Like, I can't remember anybody ever telling me about a certain type of lotion to use. Or I'm just like, man, it's just like I feel my skin suffering, you know? And I would advise myself, and for anybody else, any of you crusty white crackers out there, take care of your skin. Find something. Why don't they make a product, you know, like a section just for white people? You know, white for the crusty white cracker, you know, and we need something like that. We really do. Our skin is suffering. It's burning. We got all kinds of problems. We got all kinds of moisture problems and humidity and dryness and flakes and whatnot. And we need to take care of our skin better. You know, it deserves it. So I guess that's all I could think of right now. It's been a great episode. Hopefully you enjoy the improved audio, and hopefully the improvements keep going and I get to figure things out a little bit more and make this show better. Thanks for watching. Bye.